everybody and welcome to this week's Tune In Tuesday. So I'm currently seeking refuge in my car because unfortunately it has come to that time of year again where the skies are grey, the wind is howling and the rain is just persistent. But actually I quite like the winter months, and a lot of other beach cleaners will agree with me on this, is that when we've got the stormy seas and the windy weather, all the big bits of plastics get dumped on our beaches, which obviously means we can pick up more plastic from the beach, taking more plastic out of the ocean. What I'm going to do for today's Tune In Tuesday, I've actually done many times before, but this is the first time this winter that I'm heading down to Watergate Bay to assess the microplastic situation. We know that Watergate Bay is a particular hotspot for the microplastics, especially, as I say, when there's stormy weather like there is today. So I'm going to head down there, see if the microplastics have come back yet, and see how much I can remove. But first things first, I need to wrap up warm and get my equipment. So let's get that done and then head down and see what we can find. So after 4 long hours in the wind and the rain on my hands and knees sieving through the sand, I can absolutely confirm that the microplastics have come back to Watergate Bay. In that 4 hours, I removed a few million pieces of plastic. You can see them here, half filled this truck full of tiny pieces of plastic. As well as that, I filled this massive bin bag full of bigger pieces of plastic and ghost gear, lost discarded fishing gear. Now, people I've heard before have said the problem with plastic, surely it's getting smaller with the awareness growing and people joining forces to tackle the plight of plastic pollution. But actually, the very problem with plastics is that it's getting smaller. The longer that the plastic is in the ocean, the more exposed it is to UV radiation, wave exposure, the more it breaks up. Plastic does not break down. It breaks up smaller and smaller and smaller, and I've seen evidence of that today where the bigger pieces of plastic are breaking down into these tiny, tiny pieces of plastic which are harder and harder to remove and easier to get into our food chain. So this is just why doing something as simple as beach cleaning is so important. The sooner we can remove the plastic from the environment, the less likely it is to start breaking up into smaller pieces. So I'm going to head back down to Watergate Bay this Sunday to tackle it again, because as we know, every day there's a fresh tide, and on every tide more plastics are coming in. So if you'd like to join me down on Watergate Bay this Sunday, then please drop a message to the Beach Guardian inbox and we'll meet you down there. Thank you so much for watching this week's Tune In Tuesday, and I'll see you next week for next week's episode.